Welcome everyone to a trip down Stoner Drive. I am your host Shag Wellbullet, or you can call me Shaggy. Zoinks, zoinks. And this is a platform to tell people stories about how cannabis has positively or maybe even negatively affected their lives. I don't care if you're a patient, a brand, a distribution, an athlete, a politician. If you have a story to tell, I want to hear it. So hopefully this gives you an educating and entertaining look behind the scenes of the booming cannabis industry. And if you like my videos, welcome, everybody. Would you look at that? Would you look at that view?
Beautiful.
It is a beautiful day here in San Diego, and we are at Mission Bay, but you're not here for that. You're here for a podcast. And so I'm so excited you guys are joining me today. It is 5/20, May 20th, and we are going live at 5/20.
Yes,
so,
sir,
it's just meant to me. And so today I have a local feel-good musician. Call me Curtis. So thank you, Curtis, for coming on the show, brother.
Thank you, Shaggy, for having me, man. This is dope. Super dope. Love what you did with it. The table, the details, the colors. Oh my God, everything about this table is super raw.
I will put a video out on the YouTube. I just put it in today, but you will see a video of the table and everything, making sure just how it came out. And shout out to Boots. Go.
Yeah, shout out to you, Boots.
If you want to book a local artist, a masterpiece to create for your table, your show, then this is a person you want to do. Cool. Just wanted to double text the audio. So
yeah,
check them out.
Man. This is sick. This is super sick.
Thank you, brother. And the biggest thing I've learned is, finding the talent around you and learning what you do good. I am not an artist. I can't draw worth anything, but I have friends that are, and so it's working with them, teaming them with them, and he did this whole painting for weed. So it's nice.
Thing is super sick, man, and the Spire deal too.
Right. So I appreciate it, but we're here to talk about you and your music, and also what you've been doing. So, how long have you been a musician or recording?
So I actually done it all my life, but I started off in a rock band. Actually,
really, heck yeah.
I used to play guitar. Big on classic rock at the time. I was really bumping it. Like I don't know if you would consider like Green Day or like Sublime.
No, I mean, dude, I
Sonic
love all
Youth.
That's exactly what I was. I was raised on the Pink Floyd and that stuff. That's why I consider the classic rock. But our age, the rock we jammed out to in high school and stuff, it was all that.
Right, exactly. So I started doing that when I was younger. I did rock. I was in a screamo band at one point even.
Did you ever go War Tour?
Dude, no.
Okay.
Homies have though. I'm like really big into skateboarding, and I know that that's the one thing that they really used to push with it when I was a lot. I don't know if it's still going on like that now, but I've always wanted to go. I have seen a band or two that has performed on Warped Tour though. Devil Wears Prada, August Burns Red.
Hell yeah.
I seen them at this festival called Rev Gen when I was younger. It's like a Christian festival. They have all these different people perform different sounds. But so yeah, started playing guitar. Got into a couple bands. So I'm from New Jersey.
Okay.
We had I don't know if you heard
Virginia,
of Hurricane.
so
East Coast.
But we also understand that the West Coast is better, and that's why we came out here.
Better living for sure, man.
Heck yeah. So.
I was gonna say, you heard of Hurricane Sandy, right?
Yep, of course.
I lived in the basement at my mom's house at the time. Big flooding happened. I used to have a lot of guitars, like a bunch of cabinets and amplify heads. All that was caught in the flooding that happened at our place.
Bro, and that's a lot. That's expensive equipment,
dude. And like, shout out to some friends. Like my friend Zach had actually sold me my cabinet for like a super good price. It was like, I think on the market like 900 or something like that, and he gave it to me I think for like 300 or like 400. So yeah, definitely some expensive gear lost in that. And at one point I was kind of like looking at it like, damn, like I kind of lost a little bit of like motivation to want to try again.
Yeah.
But then I started looking at it as a sign. Like damn, maybe this is like God or whoever people believe in, telling me that this is not my lane.
Mm-hmm.
And around that time frame, like that's when I started wanting to like experiment with other sounds, and that's when hip hop like was just of interest at the time, you
Yeah.
know. And I keep thinking I'm gonna ash. It's my fault,
Oh,
bro.
you're good, brother.
Um. So yeah, pretty much since I've been making music since I would say I'm 11. I'm 28 now.
Oh
So
yeah.
yeah, like all my life, man.
I absolutely love that. Also, real quick, shout out Cream of the Crop.
Fire.
I was at Farmers Cup 2 days ago, and the homie one hooked me up with a bunch of flour, but rolled me a couple of hand rolled joints. And it's always nice when somebody gives you like a personal joint too.
Hell yeah,
So it's
dude.
great to share with somebody. But who got you into guitar? What got you interested to learning guitar?
Um, skateboarding. You go to
Oh yeah.
skate park. Back home we used to have. I don't know if you ever heard of Mike Valley.
Oh yeah.
OG
Oh, I love,
skater
dude.
from
He
Atlanta.
used to fuck people
Dude,
up.
yeah,
Like he would
yes,
fight. There's that one video of him fighting like 4 guys.
yes,
Like,
yes. And he was a fucking gnarly skater.
oh,
Like
he's the best
the
street
moves
skater.
he used to do,
Like,
like he created a couple moves, I believe.
yeah, street skating is. I used to always use Mike V as like my street skater because he was a beast. But like, yeah, the crazy moves he would do. Like, I think like a lot of lip tricks or one handed like
Yeah,
stuff on the ground is wild.
I got a perfect comparison for bro. He was the Draymond Green of skateboarding, bro. He
Seriously,
literally was.
seriously.
But yeah, so he did a, a demo back home at Edison Skate Park, and his band at the time, I don't know if he's still performing with them. I
Mhm.
forgot their name. They did a whole performance at the demo, and seeing them rock out and playing American Wasteland, Tony
Heck,
Hawk, Pro
oh, dude.
Skater, hearing those soundtracks, it just kind of like it was in my ear,
Inspired, yeah, absolutely.
And Green Day too. So it was a definitely. I don't want to say it was just one band or one type of situation that made me want to get into it. There was definitely a bunch.
Also, comment. Tell us what you're smoking on if you're joining. But dude, that's awesome. So you started to switch over to hip hop right after the hurricane and everything.
Yeah.
Is that what kind of led you to California, or what's really
Cali skateboarding, man?
skateboard?
Skateboarding. Back home, weed was illegal. Now it's legal, but at the time, like I was really big into smoking a lot more than I am now. And I kind of feel like back then my intentions was definitely never to get caught.
Yep.
So, living in a place where I didn't have to have my head like constantly looking over my back, and
Also, you never have to keep up or anything or like
Yeah.
push. Just by the way, if you ever like say, "Hey, I'm good," you're always good.
oh,
Just a heads
straight,
up.
straight. I appreciate you.
I never push anybody to go beyond like what they want.
Oh no, I appreciate that, man. I only said that because like I could still smoke how I used to back then, but I just I used to smoke a lot, man. Me and a bunch of friends would get together and like all bring whatever amount we were bringing and literally finish the whole thing by the end of the day.
Yep.
Now it's like, all right, after work or something like that, or like
Absolutely.
as I'm about to
Gotta be
record or
responsible.
something. But damn, I forgot the question though. I'm not gonna lie to you.
So I was getting you to Cali with skateboarding and everything.
Skateboarding, smoking weed, not having that paranoia and fear being caught. Music were the three things I would say for sure.
So so what's been, or when was the first album you released? Or first track?
First track, hot damn. I could like look it up on Gmail and get the specific year, but I want to say like first hip hop that I made probably was like 2012, 13.
Okay.
There. It was a little single. I don't know. Shout out to Zach. I don't know if you'll remember it. I think it was Music Sit by D a Day or something like that. Or hip hop Sit by Dead. He'll know if he hears this,
Yeah.
But then it was just experimenting, trying to figure out my sound. First project was I used to be signed to this label back home called Crystal Clear.
Mm-hmm.
And I put out a project with them called October 6th, which is my birthday.
Okay. Hell yeah.
Really, I want to say it had to be like 2014, 2015. It had 8 songs.
Okay.
There were some really good ones on there, dude. There was a track called 2 L's. which was definitely like the perfect smoking turn up track.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, like I want to say 2014, maybe.
Nice. Yeah, that's awesome. And about how many tracks have you put out
Whew,
since then?
dude, a lot. I can't really give you a number.
No
Just like
worries.
because music is love to me, man. Like it's therapy. So
So
like
just anytime you're
it's
feeling
so easy
inspired.
for, or I don't want to say easy to make a track. But it's easy for me to get in the mood to want to make a track. You know what I mean? Like some people, like they come home and their thing is like, oh, they're thinking about at work. I can't wait to get home to play Call of Duty with boys. So other people, I can't wait to go to the gym. Other people with all types of desires. But for me, it's like I'm always thinking
Music.
about, damn, I can't wait to get back home and record. I
Heck
can't wait
yeah.
to go to the studio. I can't wait to do this show. Can't wait for an opportunity like this, which I'm super grateful
Oh,
for.
absolutely.
So yeah, I think that really just adds to it,
You want any more?
Oh yeah, I'll hit it
Sure,
again,
bro.
man, for sure. Thank you.
Also, sorry, just got a little sidetracked. So with a lot of artists, they change, like you've gone through different sounds and everything like that. Have you also gone through different names and just kind of figuring
Yes.
out your identity and stuff? What is the process of that, and what kind of made you just go with this?
So I
more
used to go
simple
by
stuff?
Young Wonder,
Okay.
and I literally called myself that because of the fact that one, I fuck with Ninth Wonder heavy.
Mhm.
Two, I used to always have a bunch of different dreams. So sometimes it was like I wanted to be in the NBA at one point. I
Yeah.
wanted to be like a pet, or what do you call them, a vet at the zoo.
Oh, heck
I
yeah.
wanted to do music, so young, full of dreams, full of wonder,
Also, since you're talking about that, you should check out my interview with Dr. Mark Goldstein, world-renowned vet, and he worked at like San Diego Zoo and
Oh, shit.
Boston and a few others. So, but continue on with the Seven Wonders and
Young Wonder is what I used to go by, and it got to a point where I'm like, man, I'm gonna get old someday, and I really don't ever think I'm gonna quit music. I don't see myself calling me young all
no,
my
I
life,
completely understand, man.
So then it came to Curtis. Curtis is my middle name. Curtis came from a lot of different things. My grandfather on my dad's side, that was his name. I didn't have the greatest relationship with him just because I didn't really. When I was younger, my mom, my parents were together, I used to be around my dad's side a lot.
Yeah.
But once they divorced, I really wasn't brought around that side of the family too much. When he passed away, though, everybody in the family says I look a lot like him, so it was something I did out of respect for him. And then when I moved to the Bay Area, I had met my homie Koofy. Shout out to you.
Yeah.
He came up with his own definition of Curtis, which actually really connected to me, and it was currency and universal respect towards independent success. He just literally hit me up one day. It was just like, yo, bro, Curtis. Da, da, da. And I was like, what the fuck?
Damn, you're like, bro, I haven't even thought about that.
Yeah,
That's incredible.
It was super dope. And I mean, I'm glad that I could even like take that on as well. Cause one, like I said, I really connected to it. So it's something I truly believe. Like, but it's also super dope that like my homie made it for me, and like I get to give him a little bit of shine for that as
absolutely.
well, So that again just came from like one day I know I'm gonna get older. I don't want to really go by young all my life,
Completely understand that.
So yeah.
Now writing processes are completely different for some people. Some people, they like to go with the beat and then they write the lyrics. Some people do the vice versa. What is your process? And also, what do you like? Do you more look for other people's beats, or do you like to do everything? What's your process?
So I dream to produce. I made one track where I produced, but I don't really want to say I'm a producer because I feel like that was a little bit of luck. So most of the time I get my beats from YouTube.
Okay.
Or if I know a producer, or if a producer hits me up, by the way, hit me up. I'm always open to get on anybody's beats.
I got a few guys for you.
Please.
Send them
I got
a few.
Man. Send them my way.
Zach, I'm hitting you up soon.
Yeah.
And it's funny because you go by Call Me Curse. He just switched his name to my boy Zach.
See,
it's literally like, I think that'd be a great.
Yeah, that has to happen. That has to happen.
Right.
My boy Zach. Shout out to you.
Yeah.
So writing process. So yeah, I find a lot of my beats on YouTube, or local producers, or a producer might hit me up and send me something. writing process really is just like a lot of times like the lyrics kind of just come to me, man. Like I'll hear a
Heck yeah.
beat and just like instantly like I'll feel something, and sometimes it's almost like I just start writing without even, I don't know how to put it into words. Like it just is automatic, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
absolutely.
Like I do some singing songs as well.
Hmm.
Most of the singing songs I do are like freestyle, and what I'll do by that is like not the whole song is freestyled. Um, I'll like just like how we're right now. I'll rap some or sing some into the mic, see what I like, keep that. Whatever I don't like, get rid of that,
Hmm.
and then start right at the end of whatever I just finished that I liked. You know.
Heck yeah.
So a couple different things, but I like to do that sometimes too, just because I think it, when you write, you have time to sit and think
Yeah.
about what you want to put out. When you're a little bit more freestyle, it just flows, and it's almost just like, you can't really censor what you want to say. Like sometimes you
Yeah.
want to say something, but you might want to like dummy it down a little bit where it's not so
Exactly.
aggressive. But when you freestyle, maybe it just comes out aggressive, and people relate to that because that's how they're feeling in the moment, or whatever the case is. I'm not trying to make a freestyle sound bad,
Oh, no, no, absolutely.
but yeah, so bunch of different writing processes, I would say, but I kind of like the freestyling a little bit more now recently,
Hell yeah.
because it's just sometimes you'll say something, you're like, oh shit, like I wouldn't have thought about that if I was replaying the beat 20 times, and
No, exactly.
you
And like
know,
some rappers, like that's the way they can only do it. Like
yeah,
Lil Wayne says, he's like, I never write anything down and
dude,
just goes, and it's insane. But
it really
he's also
is.
like, can't remember some of the lines he said before. And so,
And I think Jay-Z's the same way as well, or I don't know if he's used to or is now or the other way around,
yeah.
but I think I've heard before that he freestyles all this stuff as
And
well.
so, but I think it's cool just finding different processes because there's not
Yeah,
one right, one wrong. It's finding what's right for
definitely.
you.
Yeah,
It's
and like whatever makes the track sound good at the end of the day too, it's dope for sure.
okay.
Hell yeah.
Now, since it is a cannabis podcast, how do you use cannabis? Is it more like an afterthought? Do you use it at all during your creative process? Like, how do you use it just kind of in your daily life or just in your life?
I smoke.
Heck yeah. I feel
I
yeah.
smoke, man. But usually like if I'm doing something that's gonna be like more active, I'll
Hmm.
definitely smoke. Like the gym, if I'm about to go skateboarding, going to
Heck
the
yeah.
studio or something like that, definitely gonna smoke, because I just think personally, like sometimes it helps you catch a vibe a little bit more, if
Oh,
that makes
absolutely.
sense,
No.
especially if you're around the right people and everybody has good energy as well. Like I just think that it could add to like some really good memories,
Yeah, for
like
sure.
I call some friends back home and like we'll talk about like little high memories we had, and it's like to this day we still laugh at some stuff, and it's cool, so yeah, like
Yeah.
I personally will use it if I like stuff that's a little bit more active, I guess you could say. Like
Nice. I absolutely love that. I mean, I'm all day, every day, but yeah, I love it
yeah,
more when I'm active and doing something. It's just like a great way to kind of enjoy what you're doing and live
definitely.
in that moment. What are some cool artists that you've potentially worked with, or any like people you want to shout out that you've collabed here in San Diego with?
Yeah. So I'll start off with San Diego since we're in San Diego, right?
Right.
Shout out to Evan Volk. Super, 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 super raw artist, man. Point Loma area, I believe, is where he's at. Um, Met him at open mic, super raw.
Heck yeah.
Me and him did a couple tracks. We have one that I'm gonna be dropping pretty soon called On Top. We got to perform it on 420 at this smoking event, which was super dope. Um, and I love his verse, so I really just can't wait to put that one out. Other San Diego collabs. I done a collab with Deep Side. Deep Side,
Okay.
it's not from San Diego, just like me. I'm not from San
Oh, you're
Diego,
good.
but I met him in San Diego. He's from Texas, but he's in the military, so
Hmm.
they had him stationed out here for a period of time, and I believe he's coming back soon. But yeah, we got to do a couple tracks as well.
Okay.
And I met him at open mic as well. I'm trying to think. I've done like, so the person who shoots my music videos,
Hmm.
I met out here, Daniel Rigo,
Okay.
and he's from, I believe, Ocean Beach, if
Yeah.
I'm not mistaken. So those are some San Diego collabs. I definitely have like a bunch of artists out here that I want to work with. Definitely waiting to see if other people want to work with me as well,
Yeah.
because I'm
So,
open to everyone. Certain or different collabs I've done in general, like outside the state. Shout out to Ali Rocket. Me and him did a track way back in the day. He's from Newark in New Jersey. We did a track called She With It. Shout out to my homie Quest. I met back home in New Jersey at my church. He's in Philadelphia right now. Me and him done a hell of a lot of tracks, man. Definitely day one, homie. There's a lot of people, man. I'm not gonna lie.
No worries. Now let's get to some of your tracks. What has been the best or the song that's like got the most views and really blown up? And then what is your favorite song that you've created? If you have one. I mean, I know it's hard.
Oh man, what is that? There was a song. I really hate that I'm not.
No worries. If you want to come back,
this song is called Twisted. It's definitely not out anymore. Unfortunately, I didn't realize with DistroKid. Now I know this, right? But if you don't, I guess, select a certain option when you're like registering for everything, if you don't like follow up with your account, let's say after it's, I think it's a yearly deal, right?
Yeah.
They'll erase all your songs. So I had a lot of songs, and it used to be under like. I'm actually kind of glad it happened because the username on Spotify was super weird. It was like 1.967. You like all
There's
these
no
random,
brand
so like you
recognition
couldn't tell someone like, yo, hey, go search up my friends. Like, they would look at you a little crazy if you were to show them that. So now it's simple. It's Call Me Curtis, right? But in the process of becoming Call Me Curtis for Spotify, it did wipe out everything. So that song though surprised me because I'm still trying. I'm like I keep thinking or maybe it was called Tripping or something like. I think it was called Tripping, but that song surprised me because I looked at the stats. I didn't think it did good, but it had got like 20,000 streams. So
hell yeah.
I was surprised because like I don't get streams like that whatsoever, you know.
And it's always crazy what hits or what doesn't. Like sometimes I'll put no effort into some videos and they'll get like a bunch of hits. And then there's other times that like I'll put so much work into a video and it'll have a few. And I'm just like, what are you guys looking at? I'm like, this is shit. This is awesome. But you know, it's what it goes good, and you know, it's finding the right vibe. But
I
and getting lucky sometimes too.
Yeah, it was weird because like I didn't really like. I feel like a Spotify, Apple Music, they will like let you know what's your popular song.
Yeah,
and it never was like one. So like I mean, to this day, I still kind of am a little confused how it got that many streams.
There you go.
I didn't run any like ads or promo on it, so I mean, thank you though for whoever tapped.
Yeah.
You know, definitely grateful for that. But so that was for sure my number one stream song. And then the other part was my favorite song, right?
Yeah.
My favorite song released is probably Can't Match This or Good Vibes.
Okay.
Because like Good Vibes.
I did like the Good Vibes. You sent me that. And I will put like some links down in the comments later. I wasn't able to hook up the music. I was trying to do that beforehand, but just didn't have enough time. But I'll definitely put links so you guys can find Call Me Curtis and check out all of his music because I was just vibing to Good Vibes while setting everything up.
Sick, man, and it's a good representation of what I'm about. You know what I mean? Through the music, at least, you know, you can hear it and like get a little bit of my story, get a little bit about like who I am and what I'm about. Like I said, and plus I just love the beat for that track.
Hell yeah.
It's just such a I don't know. And like Can't Match This, especially like there's like a little jazzy sound to it. And it's one of those beats that's like you come to a location like this and literally just sit down and look at the water and just play it, and you're just like, man, life is beautiful.
Right.
You know, so
have you ever seen, I think what would be good for you is like somebody goes and sets up, and if you're having a bad day, then they'll just like go put these headphones on, and they're just sitting there, and he puts the headphones on and plays like a good song, and you just kind of like hit there and like do the beat and just like rap to them and just capture that, you know, just
remember we were
cheering
just
people
up.
About
content ideas and all that.
There you go.
That's a good idea. You actually just
there you go. You could do that right on the boardwalk. Literally. You just have headphones and you can just play the beat for them and then just start rapping to them.
Who looks like they're having a bad day.
Yeah, and you just put the sign. Just sit down if you're having a bad day, and you just play a song for them.
And it could literally be good vibes.
Yeah.
Yo, thank you, dude.
There you go, bro.
That's solid. That's actually solid. Wow, that's solid. I like that.
There you go. Yeah.
I like that idea.
So just finding things, and then you get cheer up somebody's day or a few people's day.
Yeah.
So
that's, I mean, I'm sure that's gonna be something that people remember too. Like, hey, I went to the beach. There was like a table. Some dude just, you having a bad day? Sit down, listen to the song, and and
then you get a fan.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. And hopefully, like the song makes them feel a little bit better too, you know.
Dude. And that's the best part is, that's what the whole thing is just building the community.
Yeah, man. And like with my music, like don't get me wrong, I have big goals, right? Like I would love to have a nice car, nice house, like, all that, right? But I personally look at it like life's temporary. I want to impact this world, like, and I know it might not be like a super big way, but if I could impact someone through my music, help uplift someone's day, like, a lot of my music comes from pain. So, like I said, music's therapy for me. So,
I think for a lot of people.
yeah, and like the same way someone writes into a journal is the same way I make a song, so like I want really people to like relate to it. So I try to make songs that are relatable. I do have occasionally those songs that's like I want to talk shit on, but I want to really just impact people. I want someone to hear my song and almost it's like medicine in a sense. Like you have a headache, you take a Tylenol. If you're feeling depressed, I bet I got this track from Curtis's album or whatever, and it uplifts your spirit, you know what I mean? So
absolutely,
if I could accomplish that, then we're good.
Now with music and with podcasting, with everything, there's two ways to really market. It's online and in person, and I see you doing both, but what have you found to be more successful for you? Is it more being at these open mics, being in front of people, or has it been more the like online and getting more?
It's funny because me and the homie Deep Side, shout out to Deep Side, we were literally talking about this not that long ago. And he was telling me that like the open mics are great, but he feels like he gets way more feedback online, and I feel him. It's really the open mics is great because like you get to meet people and network, but I always kind of look at an open mic like nobody's really coming to see me. They're either like, unless I invite people and they come, most people are either coming to perform or see their friend or, happen to just be walking by and like what they hear and are coming to join, so I kind of feel like it's a little harder to gain like solid. Yeah, I hit it a couple of times.
This is Roller's Delight, by the way. Check out my interview with the CEO from there and also the CEO of Grizzly Peak, Dave Gash.
That was a great interview, by the way. Definitely check it out. So yeah, the open mics, I feel like it's easy to kind of network and make collabs and stuff of that nature. But I feel like as far as like gaining support, it's a little harder. But I feel like it's also that way with online too, because it's like you could really put hours into whatever you're putting out, and it might not even get any likes, or it might not get any type of traction much, So I do think though, all right, if I had to pick between the two, I want to say though in person probably, even though it's really challenging though, because like
absolutely.
Why I would say though in person though is because you could actually develop like a relationship or a connection with someone a lot easier than you can doing a 30-second clip online. You know?
And I think the connections has been what's been like the most important for me. Like I know the online will eventually grow to the next step, but it's being able to build the connections that's kind of helped building this out, and also getting my guests, getting other people, and just be able to tell their story is, just being on the ground and just being in person, and people buy into what you're doing, and it's just more and more to share. So
yeah, man, and you pretty much said it best. Online is, don't get me wrong, like if I see something online, there's a good chance if I see like a couple other posts that follow it, or I'm gonna give them a follow, right? But like I don't know how this person is
exactly.
And I mean, even meeting people in person, you don't really know who they are because a lot of people might wear a mask, right? But you still could kind of get a better sense, I feel like, for who's in front of you, what you're seeing and being presented,
Absolutely.
So yeah, I would say in person probably.
Nice.
But they're like neck and neck, if that makes sense.
Now, I'm gonna ask you one more question about music, and then we'll get into a couple of just like little stoner fun questions. Sure. Rapid. Who is somebody? Two parts. Who is somebody you'd like to collab with? Your dream person to collab with, and then who is somebody you would love to get your music in front of, and what song?
Dream collab will always be Currency, dude. I want to work with Currency so bad. Currency, if you're hearing this, bro, tap in, please, man. I want to work with you so bad, man. He's the dopest rapper, I think, man. I love what he's about, like but he pushed out good vibes and good energy, and he just raps regular shit. You know what I mean? Like he could be talking about playing PlayStation and stuff like, like
hell yeah.
And that shit I can relate to because I'm doing regular shit. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So Currency would definitely be the dream collab. If I could get my music in front of anyone, The Alchemist.
Ooh,
Yeah.
okay. That's a good answer. Any specific song? Like just one chance you'd play him?
If he gave me one track to put in front of him, right? So he's a lyrical dude, so I'd have to give him something lyrical. Probably my track Escape. I haven't released it yet. Okay. I did put a little preview on the gram though.
Nice.
And it did get some nice little response to it. But that or a track that is released, probably All Around.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like seeing the thought process too.
Yeah, like something that's like tucked away and something that people could look up.
Heck yeah.
If they wanted to check it out,
Well, that's awesome. So I'm gonna get you a couple just quick stoner questions. So when you're smoking, what is your favorite way to consume?
Smoking.
Like blunts, bongs, joints.
Oh, okay. When I'm smoking dust.
Yeah. No, you're good. Or edibles, whatever. What's your favorite way?
I used to be really heavy on blunts. Everybody know that about me. Like Dutch was my thing.
Dude, that's all it was. East Coast, box of Dutches. Dude, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? But then I started really getting chest pains because I used to smoke a lot. Mm-hmm. So now it's preferably papers and like grabba, like roast spliff. Because I think it's the tobacco that like I got attached to, if that makes sense.
No, I got you.
Yeah,
it's a little different high, and it's just like there's no judgment. There's no right way to smoke or consume. It's what you like. I dabble a little bit of everything, but I love my bong. Nothing beats but like I'll try, as you can see, I'll do everything. You can see my little weak corner over there.
I think it's super dope that we have options. You know what I mean?
Right? Like compared to, hey, here's $40. What you got?
Yeah,
like, that's like where we've come.
I love the fact that like I can try a drink. So like shout out to Drippy. I love their drinks. Super, super good. And they're at your store too.
The citrus fade is the one I like. Or it tastes like a Sierra Mist. Dude, it tastes just like it.
It doesn't even taste like weed. And that's the thing that I love. So, and I like the fact that they have that cap that you can seal it too. But so I like that they have stuff like that. I like that they have different concentrates. I love that, there's dabs, there's freaking edible cookies.
I mean, when you come to cannabis, we got baskets and you can just grab everying off the wall.
Cannabis is the spot too. That's actually how I met bro. I really I really do I love that shop, man. So you guys have a lot of options and really good deals as well, But yeah, I've seen some stuff even in cannabis that I never seen before. I'm pretty sure I saw THC lube.
Yep, that always throws everybody off. But
like, what?
There's THC lube, and so that's why I tell people, I'm like, anything you can think of, you can add weed to it. Yeah. Trust me, like somebody is working on it or has done it.
And it's cool to see that there's like somebody being creative enough to even think about that in the first place. Like who the hell would have thought of THC?
I think toothpaste is the next one I've heard, or like that. Because CBD would like help with I think it's CBD and then something else. There's actually a cannabinoid that would help with like the enamel and stuff. So help like with it. So I'm excited to find that and look for that.
You think they'll ever make like a THC gum?
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure there's some. I've seen pouches. So like the like kind of nicotine patches are called like canna dips and whatever. But I haven't seen gum yet. That's the only one I haven't seen.
That's fire. Hey.
So sorry, my bad. We were doing cannabis questions. What's your favorite strain?
Dude, CBX has cereal milk, and I don't know, that cereal milk has.
I think that's a number one seller in all of California. I'm pretty sure that's the number one strain seller.
Gassy, and it's so consistent. Like I've tried bud from a bunch of different places, and like one time it hits, another time it still hits, but not as much as the last time. That is the one strain that every time I cop it, I know what I'm getting, that. And then there's have you ever heard of the Originals? And, so they have a gelato. I haven't tried in a long time, but the last time I remember when I used to stay in Lemon Grove, I used to always get the gelato, the house brand one. it was super gassy, you know.
Heck yeah.
But yeah, those two I would say for sure.
Nice.
Yeah.
What's a movie you like when you're smoking, or TV show?
Half Baked. And
Great
that's a
choice.
great movie. TV show, Martin.
All right.
Or
Oh,
the Bernie
dang,
Mac
bro.
show.
So the other, I used to watch the Bernie Mac show after work or after school all the time. But the other day I was scrolling through Hulu and they had The Black Knight.
Really?
Did you remember that one with Martin
I
Lawrence?
seen the trailer the other day. I'm not
Oh,
gonna lie, I didn't watch it though.
dude,
I don't think I've ever seen it.
so it's an old school, like one of his like comedies, but he is working at some castle world or something, and he sees like a medallion in there, and so he reaches in and he falls in and he gets shot back into the medieval times.
Oh,
And
shit.
so he's a like messenger, and so he's like dancing with like all the people, teaching him how to dance. Like,
I feel like maybe
check
I
it
actually
out.
have seen that thing. So that
It's
storyline does sound kind of
it's so great. I had to
I gotta
rewatch
check
it.
it out,
It's been
though.
so long. I had to rewatch it because
That's
I
a
was just
sign.
like, damn, it's been at least 10 or 12
And
years
it's
since
on
I saw.
Hulu, you said?
Yeah, it's on Hulu.
That's
So
perfect. That's what I got. Shout out to Hulu.
so two more questions.
Yeah.
If you were a in that 70s show, you know, they do the smoking circle.
Okay.
Who are the three people around your table, dead or alive, that you smoke
Three
with?
people. My brother Corey. Gotta have Corey. That's a good question. My homie Koofy. Damn, three. I feel bad. I want to invite everybody.
Right.
Yeah. Damn, I didn't think about this question, so this is just on the spot, y'all. Third person, dead or alive, Currency.
There you go.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
with Currency.
Awesome.
Got it.
And then finally, is there any funny story you have, either buying, selling weed, anytime you smoking, just like a funny story that you can think of?
I remember when I first moved to California, right? Like,
Mhm.
mind you, a whole different change, like weed culture. Like back
Oh.
home, it's still illegal. You know, there's people that look at weed like it's crack and like all because
Oh,
just
yeah.
because of the
No,
fact that
it's
it's
completely
illegal.
different.
You know what I mean? So I'm out in the Bay and I used to fix furniture.
Mhm.
So this is one of my days that I was off though. Me and my homie was driving his whip to this store called it was a dispensary called, I think, Sylvia.
Okay.
And as we were pulling up, there was a group of like maybe like 6 old ladies, and I mean like
Okay.
old ladies, canes and all, and they had big bags in their hand, right?
Hell
And
yeah.
security was like, "Have a good day, ladies," and they started laughing. Ooh, who you know we about to? And I was like, when I saw that, I was like, "This is how it's supposed to be."
Right?
Yeah. And I remember I just kept cracking up. It might not be super funny, but to me, it was
No,
just
absolutely.
like coming from back home where it was like so like frowned upon and like dude, like people see you smoking a joint or something like that, or even have a roach in your hand. It's just like, oh my god, you're you know what
Yeah.
I mean? And then seeing like just a group of old women leaving the store together, all happy, knowing they're about to get
Super
high
smile.
and just enjoying their day, like seeing how simple it was. It was just like how do you get that from? And
Oh.
there's this, you know what I mean?
I love
So,
that cannabis when like a younger person's like trying it for the first time or looking or coming into
Yeah.
like California for the first time, and they're looking at some gummies, and then one of the older people are like, "Oh, you want to get these ones?"
Yeah,
Like,
nah, put that one back.
she's
This is
like,
it.
"You don't want that. You want these," and it's
Yeah.
like you're saying just the greatest stuff. I'm like, she knows.
Dude,
I'm
that's
like,
happened to me before, man.
yeah.
I was at a dispensary back in the Bay, and they had some. I forget what the bud was, but like I remember I was about to grab this bud. I was like, "Oh, it looks good."
Yeah.
And some random guy that's shopping just comes up to me, taps me on my shoulder. He's like, "Hey, man, you about to get that?" I'm thinking like he wants it too,
Yeah.
and I'm like, "Oh yeah, they got other ones, you know." And he's like, "Nah, put that back, man." He's like, "You need to get this one." And it was
Yeah.
the same price, you know, same quantity.
Exactly.
The other one looked actually just as good, and I took his word for it. He's like, "Bro, trust me, like just trust me." So I tried it, and he was right.
Yeah, right.
He was right.
And that's what I love,
did
man.
end up going back another time and trying the one that I originally picked out because I was like, "Man, I wanted that in the
Yeah.
first place. Let me see what it's about." And he was right.
Yeah,
He
see,
was
and
right.
that's what I love. It's like
Yeah,
a
you know?
community, you know, they look out for each
Definitely.
other. They're like, oh, you like these kinds? I like these kinds too, but not those ones. These are better.
Yeah, yeah. You might enjoy
and
this, but
they'll always give me or somebody a shout out, whoever. They're like, that person told me, trust me. Like, it's not me just saying, like, that's
Yeah.
good. And then the last one, like, yeah,
that's love. Though. That's how you're supposed to be. You know what I mean? If
exactly.
somebody puts you on, you gotta be like, yo, shout out to you. You know what I mean? So
Well, I appreciate you coming on the show, man.
Likewise.
It's been
This
a
was
great
dope.
show. But what is coming up next? Any like albums?
man.
Is there any shows that people can
Lot
go
of stuff,
to? And then
dude.
also where people can follow you? I do have it down there, of course, but
Yeah.
yeah,
You
shout
can
out.
follow me on all platforms. Call me 2_Curtis.
Oh, my bad. I did
You know.
one. So
No,
add a second one.
it's
Add
all
a second
good,
one.
man. A lot of times when I
Stoner
do
mistake.
shows, no. Honestly, that's just something I think maybe I should just make it one, because this has happened to me a hell of a lot of times. Like people will put my name on a flyer and it'll be one, but I get it because
Yeah.
like when you're seeing it, like you're not really seeing the two. Like you kind of, it looks like it's
Is
just
there
one
somebody
big-
with one though, or is that like any reason?
No,
Okay.
all right. So I guess how I did it was like I'm weird, dude. How I look at it is like call me space
Curtis.
You
No,
know what
I
I'm
like
saying?
that.
Like
Yeah.
the two spaces just kind of give it, I guess, a little bit more of a break, a pause
Yeah.
moment. You know, like, call me Curtis, you know?
I got you.
Because that's my middle name, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, my fault. You said so
Just any
things I got
upcoming.
coming up,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Yeah, so I have a project that I'm gonna be dropping soon. I want to drop it honestly, probably July. Definitely sometime in the summertime because out here we have wonderful weather.
Fantastic.
But back home, you know, the summertime is when everybody's out and the weather's fantastic. So I want them to kind of be able to share the same moment that we have together.
Hell yeah.
So definitely probably like July. It's good just be a singing tape actually. So I do a lot of rapping, but
Mhm.
I wanted to give something to people that's a little different. So I'm
Oh, yeah.
hoping it goes good. I'm also a little nervous being that I have put out like a singing project before, but it was on like SoundCloud, and I kind of consider the songs I put on SoundCloud like, oh, these are songs you could enjoy, but the songs on like Apple and Spotify are like,
Yeah.
these are the ones that you really gotta hear.
Yeah.
You know, so this is gonna be my first official like project that I'm independently putting online on like all platforms. So that's coming up. I have I'm doing a couple festivals actually. So there's
Okay.
gonna be a festival in Long Beach June 29th and the 30th. Shout out to SOS. Me and Evan Volk, the homie I told you about
Mhm.
earlier, are gonna be performing. So super hyped for that. It's gonna be my first time. So
Hell
definitely looking
yeah.
forward to it too. And then there's gonna be another one in San Diego. I can't really display or tell all that information just yet,
No worries.
but just putting it out there. There's gonna be a festival in San Diego in August and your boy's gonna be on it. So
Hell
keep
yeah,
on the
bro.
lookout. And then just honestly just working, man, trying to collab with as many people as I can, especially local, like San Diego artists tap in. Like I really
Oh
do
yeah.
like, especially being that I'm from out of state. I have to say this. Like I love San Diego. I love California. I met some really amazing people from the Bay all the way down to San Diego. I want to work with people. I don't want to be that artist that just comes out to the state or city, soaks up the culture, gets popping one day, and then like goes and does their
Please.
own thing. Yeah, like I want to work with people. You know, it's important. Again, like a lot of people that have looked out for me, they didn't have to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not from out here again. You know, so it's love. You know, so definitely I want to work with some people. Hoping to do some more collabs. And yeah, just working, man. More
Hell yeah.
songs, more content. You know, hopefully more interviews, and yeah, you know,
Well,
just putting out good vibes.
I appreciate you coming on the show,
Thank
brother.
you, man, for
This
putting
is
me on the show as well.
Oh, absolutely. This has been fantastic. And
sure.
everybody, I hope you've enjoyed the show. This has been a trip down Stoner Drive.